Hey guys, okay, so got some interesting things going on. Shell has reared its ugly head again, and this has been going on for several weeks now, and I've been debating on exactly how to handle it. So here's what's going on. Tim Hill made a complaint with the Deer Park Police Department. Tim Hill is the manager at Shell Deer Park, oversees everything over there, the operations manager. He used to be on the big security board. You know, all the chemical plants there on the ship channel formed their own political subdivision. They are basically their own city. They call it the Upper Ship Channel Security Zone or something along those lines. Tim Hill used to sit on the head seat at the table for that. For some reason, he no longer does. What I've heard, and this is not verified fact, but what I've heard is that he so humiliated those people with his antics at Shell that they removed him from that spot. Don't know if that's true. Don't care if it's true. It's just what I've heard. So, Tim Hill made a complaint with the Deer Park Police Department saying that he was concerned for the safety of his family because I have information about them. Now, first of all, if Tim Hill was concerned about his family, the appropriate thing to do would be to make a complaint with the police department where he lives. He does not live in Deer Park. He lives quite a distance away. You're wondering, why didn't he do that? Well, the answer is obvious and clear. Shell owns the Deer Park Police Department. Deer Park PD will do anything Shell tells them to do. And that is exactly what's going on. So, Deer Park PD initiated an investigation. You know, what are they investigating? Since I've never had contact with Tim Hill, never had contact with his family, never made any threats or attempts to reach his family, have no interest in his family. The only contact I've had with Tim Hill was a demand letter based on the Shell arrest. Other than that, I have no interest in Tim Hill. Deer Park PD began digging. And I knew that this was going on because they contacted some of my kids. You know, and some of my kids spoke to them and some of them didn't. I mean, I do have some kids that are predisposed to thinking that law enforcement does no wrong. But, you know, and that's their prerogative. It's completely unjustified, but this is what they do. They also dug back, I don't know, 30 years, 25 years, found a couple of old girlfriends, and called them. These girlfriends were nice enough to let me know that that was going on. So then Deer Park PD calls me and wants to have an interview. And of course, I went in. I haven't done anything wrong. I have no idea what it is that is exactly going on. So I went in to chat with them, and basically, this is what they said. I'm going to play you some excerpts or some small clips. My attorney has advised me not to publish the entire thing, and there's a reason for it. But here is what they say about what started what complaint started this. So let's get to it.
Okay, well, Mr. Hill, this is the whole reason why you're here, okay? And you know you're here freely and all that jazz, right? You're here and all that good stuff, and you're not under arrest or anything like that? Okay. Well, you posted a video to YouTube talking about Mr. Hill's daughters, right? Like you said, like you go, there's like a beach in the background, and you're wearing like a blue shirt like that, and you say, "I know where I can find Mr. Hill's wife."
Ah, okay.
Church.
I know the video you're talking about. Okay.
Is there a reason why you said all that about him? Did he do anything to make you mad?
No, no. It's strictly to make the point. Okay. Shell is so worried about security.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I recently had. It's become a thing. You know, I'm not just the only person that does this. There are people throughout the United States, and so when they travel through here now, because of the trouble I had with Shell, it is like a rite of passage. They go by Shell and take. So, and usually when they do that, I try to be around to make sure they don't get in trouble. And so the last time that there was a guy out there, the Shell security guard tried to ram me.
Okay.
I never left my vehicle, never got out of my vehicle. He tried to ram me.
Okay.
Okay, so they are escalating out there, which is why I have not been back out there. I'm not out here to get anybody hurt, and I'm certainly not out here to get myself hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So the video you're talking about was not directed specifically at Tim Hill. The idea was to point out the fact that, you know, they're so worried about security, yet they're giving me all the information. I can tell you how many deputies are on duty up there at any given time. I can tell you police officers, what agency, you know, I can tell you how many security guards they have on staff, because sometimes when I've been out there to film, they come flooding out. I can tell you the names of the 2 assistant directors. I can tell you the name, Tim Hill's name. I can give you all kinds of information about him, because when I had trouble with him, you know, I have people that do research. I don't ask them to do it, they just do it, and they send me all this information.
Okay.
This is how I know about, I didn't realize Tim Hill, I don't retain this information because I don't need it. Okay? I'm not going after anybody. If I want to go after somebody, I'm going after them in court.
Okay.
Not on the street. As long as they're not out there shooting at me, there's nothing to gain by going after somebody except getting my dumb ass thrown in jail.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's where it starts. And from there, they feel the need to contact my children. They feel the need to contact old girlfriends. And why would they be doing that?
Okay. So then we start doing a little bit more digging on you, because, you know, they start to build like a file on you because they want to get to know you, right? Like you said.
Paper history.
So there you have it. You know, this has been going on for a while with Shell, and I have been, not just here, but at multiple locations. I had previously considered calling for a boycott. But, you know, if something like that were successful, it could affect the lives and the livelihood of a lot of, you know, regular working guys, people like you and I that work for Shell. And so I've never done that. However, you know, my policy is that when you start messing with my kids, I return the favor. You know, you want to publish my kids' addresses or start calling my kids, well, I'll do the same thing. However, in this instance, you know, it's all out of control. And the only thing I see to do is to boycott Shell. So at this point, I'm asking everybody, you know, there's 50,000 subscribers on this channel, more or less. Every one of you knows 2 people. Okay, so that's 150,000 people we can get to boycott Shell and its products. Maybe that's not enough. Maybe you know 5 people. Maybe you own a business. Maybe you own, you know, a business with 10 fleet vehicles. Boycott Shell. Do not buy Shell products, Shell gasoline. Stay away from Shell gas stations. Share this with everybody you know. The only way that this big corporation is going to back up off of, you know, a person's civil liberties is if we take money out of their pockets. And that is exactly what we have to do. Pinnack has several 100,000 subscribers. Cop Block, there's some other groups that are going to participate in this as well and share this as well. I hate that it comes to this, and the prospect of affecting real people, real world people that are just there to earn a living. You know, I'm sorry, but I don't know what else to do. I really don't. So long as Tim Hill is in charge of that facility up there, the harassment of individuals is not going to stop. And what's worse is that I have affidavits from sheriff's deputies that worked in that plant that say that they were terminated because the security directors would tell them to find a reason to arrest somebody. And when they told them there's nothing to arrest them for, they would replace them with other deputies that will do what they want. You've seen that with Deputy Garza, who dragged Philip Turner onto Shell property and then charged him with criminal trespass. We've seen that with the Deputy Ibarra that arrested me. What you don't have, that I have, or you haven't heard because I've not published it, is that I have audio of the security director telling Ibarra to arrest me, put him in jail, and teach him a lesson. Got it on audio. It's been held back for the lawsuit because I don't want to tip too much, but I will tell you I do have it, and I do have those affidavits from the sheriff's deputies. So if you work at that plant, if you're a contract worker, if you're a union worker at that plant, you are at risk of upsetting one of these security directors, and they send one of these deputies off to take you to jail for nothing. Okay? If you continue to work there under those conditions, under Tim Hill and his two Nazi directors, that's on you. You're promoting that system. You're backing that system, and you are supporting that system. And I am shocked that the union workers there stand for this. It is unacceptable. And the fact that Shell and Tim Hill would use the fact that they own the police department, you know, the Deer Park Police Department, to come after me and harass me and to toy with my children is unacceptable. And once again, so here we are back to the subject at hand. Shell makes a lot of motor oil products. Shell makes gasoline. They have franchised gas stations, Shell gas stations. So I am calling for a complete and total boycott of anything you know is associated with a Shell product. And I hope that you'll back me up on this. And that's it. There'll be more information coming, guys. And feel free to post this video anywhere and everywhere you can. Live leaks, Facebook, Twitter. We need to get more and more people involved in this process. It is the only way to get this situation under control and get Shell to start respecting the rule of law and people's individual rights. Thank you guys for taking the time to listen, and feel free to comment as usual below. I'll pay attention, answer where I can, and I'll keep you updated on this situation. A lot of you are wondering, I'm sorry, one more thing to address here about Deer Park PD. So I don't have any contacts in Deer Park PD. As far as I'm concerned, that department is so corrupted that it's beyond redemption. Absolutely beyond redemption. I do know some people who know people in Deer Park PD, and they have reached out to see exactly what's going on. And so what they're trying to do is to get a warrant for anything they can. Anything to arrest me. All right? They know that whatever charge they get won't stick. That's not the point. Once they have that warrant, when they come to arrest me, they'll plant dope on me, or they'll plant an SD card with child pornography on it, or anything like that. Okay, a case that will stick. That's what they're after. One of these people that I talked to went so far as to suggest that they might even just kill me when they come to get me. Say I resisted. And personally, you know, from what I can say about the Deer Park Police Department, I don't doubt it. Don't doubt it a bit. So that's where we're at. And as always, I have made it known to them and to all law enforcement agencies. If you have a warrant for me, call me. I will come in and surrender myself. Be happy to do it. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody gets embarrassed. Nobody gets anything. Now, I can tell you guys, I don't do drugs. I don't know anybody that does drugs. I don't hang around with people that do drugs. I don't drink. I don't even smoke cigarettes. There's no child pornography. I don't have any child pornography or you know, anything like that. I took my laptops, my mainframe, my tablets. I took everything I have that's electronic and had it swept. And I have a certified report, so there is nothing on anything. So whatever they want to try and set me up for, hey, whatever. Let's go. And that is it. So you guys be safe, and I will talk to you again soon.